you ready to take your investment game to the next level? Introducing Digital Investor, your ultimate guide to mastering the digital marketplace. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Digital Investor brings you cutting-edge game theoretical strategies, expert insights, and real-time tips and tactics to analyze, evaluate, invest, and grow your wealth. Don't miss out on the digital revolution. Visit www.nickblacknex.com and start your journey with Digital Investor today.
Yours is funnier because yours has a hat.
It just kills me. Man, I love Thanksgiving now because of that. Thanksgiving used to be humdrum, but now it's like, whoa, now we're in Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's big.
Okay, so hello. Do we have any housekeeping we need to knock out?
Nothing happening this week. So, yeah, housekeeping. Hold on a second. Let me share. I noticed on a couple of the licenses. So, I just want to warn people to be careful and go slow. And this is why I noticed this. I've never seen this happen before. I've seen this happen in other markets, but not ours yet. But this is the first time that it has happened in our market. So, and this is kind of what we predicted. Nick and I, we talked about this, how tilling licenses would be a lot more valuable than non-tilling licenses. And it looks like that's kind of basically demonstrating itself. It's coming to fruition. So these 4 node license bundles are selling for, oh my gosh, about 50% above market. That's crazy. 30 to 50% above market. These 2 nodes, same thing. That one's a little higher than market. That one's higher than market, all because you guys have active tilling. And I guess you guys are getting ambitious, even though we don't have any. Well, good for you. Okay, so free market. Anyway, but the one thing that I did want to point out, dude, somebody sold one of these for $15, man. I don't know if that was a typo. They were just clicking too fast, whatever, but that's.
Oh, I bet they meant like 175 or something.
Yeah. And we give multiple, like, are you sure you want to sell for this price? And we also give a warning when it's a percent below the floor, and this would have popped that warning up. So I can't say that we didn't try to help out on that situation. So that's very unfortunate. So,
luckily it was only a 2. It was only a 2.
Yeah, luckily it was only a 2. Just be careful. Be careful. I see this happen all the time. This happens like with the Bored Ape Yacht Club when it was selling for 100 ETH. People would sell for 1 ETH on accident. That's a 99 ETH drop when ETH was that's a $400,000 loss, man. So I saw that happen a few times. So this is a small banger. This is small potatoes, but just be careful. The rest looks pretty clean. I see just a lot of market sales that aren't ours, like you guys are swapping amongst yourselves with these licenses, which is great. That's what we want. So that's good. Cool to see. Just be careful out there.
Be careful out there.
Be careful out there, kids.
It's tough out there in them streets.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Anyway, that's that.
Well, when we went away Friday, we had thought that the markets were going to get sloppy and sell off. And they got sloppy and sold off. And though the majority of it did happen kind of Friday going into Saturday, Sunday was kind of quiet. Sunday was kind of 68.5 to 69.3, just sloppily banging around. We're talking about Bitcoin now. Yeah. And to me, that makes sense. Also, should we comment on what's going on with Poly Market? A lot of people are like, why is it going the other way? Poly Market went the other way because people are hedging.
Yeah, I think people are covering. They made their money, right? They're covering.
They already made their money. Like if you bought the token at 40, 50%, and it's at 90, or whatever, or even 66, you lock in that profit by going the other way. So there's some
changed back this morning, though. We can go through it, but yeah.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think there's some. We'll talk through we're not going to talk about the election at all today. But we'll talk through the reasonings.
This coffee, it wasn't quite hot enough. I said, you know what? I'm going to put it in the microwave.
Oh, you just burnt your tongue, didn't you?
Well, this thing is hotter than the boiling point of a non-ferrous metal. It's like hot. So I'm just going to put that down and not drink it yet.
Hey, that's a good call. That's safe.
So let's see what else is going on. You want to know what I'm doing this Saturday? Never mind the election tomorrow. Never mind the obvious, Mrs. Lincoln. Do you want to know what I'm doing next Saturday?
Hold on. Next Saturday, you said?
Next Saturday.
That would be. Oh, I think that's my wife's birthday. What are you doing? Are you coming to surprise? Let's see.
We were, but instead, we're gonna go down and go. There's Lamborghini has a driving school just for.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
The Revueltos, the new ones.
Oh.
And it'll be the ones that are all dolled up by the factory. So it'll be the factory mechanics and all that. It's at a racetrack called Thermal.
Lamborghini 2024. I'm going to pull up the page just so we can take a look at this while you're talking about it, because I want to see this.
1,015 horsepowers.
Boom. Oops. Boom. Okay. Yeah. So is this it?
This is it. So they're gonna have.
Let's go the clappers. Go boom, 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 boom.
It's gonna have the factory technicians there with their cars, and they let you hammer them. I mean, it's that's the whole point. Is you're on a racetrack, and it's basically all day long, just different race car stuff with those cars. They do part school, then you go out on the track with these. But it's so, well, I mean, it's not congrats. It's not my car. It's their car. But I'm going to trash their car. You can guarantee it. That thing's going to go through tires because that's the only time you can really have fun with those things.
Yeah, because you can't do it if it's your own. You don't want to do that.
No, you would never drive a car that hard if it was yours. But
I like that
if it's theirs, I probably will I'll burn through $10,000 worth of tires Saturday.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, that's going to be fun. So that's
how much? Wait. Give us the number on these. I don't know where they're at. Is this like 300? 500? Oh, crap. More? 900?
Yeah, they're about 700 before you option them.
Oh, my gosh. That makes me.
And because they're locked, you can't get them. It takes about 2 years to get one. So there's about a premium. The premium's anywhere between 50 and about 150K. We've seen it as low as 50 and as high as 200, but probably it's reasonable as like 100K over sticker.
Yeah, that's.
If you wanted
crazy.
one like this second. If you had cash in a duffel bag, maybe 50 over sticker.
Right. Okay, that's cool.
Okay, so that was fun. All right. Okay, so what we got going on tomorrow? Okay. We're gonna probably jump on before Pennsylvania closes out, right?
So what? So that would be when do they close out?
So
I would say we jump on about what other people are doing is 6 Eastern. They're jumping on to start covering Pennsylvania.
Okay,
I think that makes about 6.
That'd be 3 Pacific.
Yeah, is that too early for you, or what are you thinking?
No, it's not too early. I'm thinking 4 Pacific.
Okay, let's do 4 Pacific, right? Let's hop on.
Then we will have some. I mean, the fireworks are going to be all day tomorrow. I don't know when. I think as states come in for Trump, you're going to see the price go up. And as states come in for the comrade, you're going to see prices go down. I think it's going to be that spammy, even though it makes no difference until the end, until the electoral vote. But I think, at least from what from what I've read, it may come down to Pennsylvania.
Well, let's hop on it. Hopefully, we hop on for 10 minutes and it's called and we're in good shape. But I doubt it.
Hey, this is Brandon. This is Nick in Digital. Pennsylvania has been called. Oh!
Yeah, we nailed it.
So let's talk about the.
They said they won't have results till Thursday. That's going to be a long stream.
No, but they will have called it.
We're going to work out on. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they'll call it.
Well, the news agencies will call it because they'll use exit polling and things like that, and they'll call it. The news agencies love to be the one to call it.
They do.
It'll be
they
called.
Didn't call it last year till like Thursday also, right?
Right, but it'll. My guess is it will be called, and somebody will be standing someone will have a concession speech and they won't want to read it, and someone will have an acceptance speech and they will read it
in a garbage truck.
So, yeah. You guys.
No. We know, like, you'll know, well, with every election except for last year's, you know, I mean, there was only like 2 that you didn't know, like, tomorrow, right?
And the news agencies, listen to what I'm saying. Please listen to all the words, because all the words. The news agencies will call a president tomorrow.
Mary, that was a bold-faced lie. We have to talk about the election today. This contributes to your life more than anything in the world right now. This is absorbing my life.
Okay, so let's talk our way through this a little bit. So let's focus on the negative.
Okay. What are we talking?
We get a clean sweep, Kamala wins.
Here, let me pull up the chart. Okay, so here, yeah, let's do it. Wait, do we want to go just behind the wall right away, or what do we want to do here?
This is kind of basic.
Okay, so
here's
what are we doing?
My speculation is, because Bitcoin has sold off, there's less damage to be had. A Kamala win with Bitcoin at 78 could have taken Bitcoin to 50. Okay. A Kamala win after Bitcoin has already sold off for 4 or 5 days gives people the kind of weird assumption, oh, well, it's already kind of priced in. That's the way people talk. Oh, it was because everybody's going to say, not everybody, but most everybody's going to say on Twitter versus and all that, oh, this was priced in. We knew this was no matter what the outcome is, they're going to say they knew it in advance if she wins. Because I think most people don't think she's going to win. I think most people believe Trump will win, but they're not. There's no absolute in that. I mean, and that's why I think Bitcoin sold and assets sold off over the weekend, which was a good buying opportunity. I scooped up some stuff. But I think that her win. Well, what do you think, Brandon? She wins tomorrow around 5 o'clock. They call all these states that they thought were swing states. They go her way. Bitcoin 58, 55.
Well, yeah, I think 58. 58's where I think it's going to go. And that's in line with what I think options market are saying too, right? So if you go over there, you can kind of see the pricing where I guess what they say the volatility range is, and it's a 8,000, 10,000 swing to the downside. So that puts us at 60.
I don't think about a month into it. So I think by the end of November, it didn't matter that much. We're not going to have a print of 80, 85, 90K.
Oh, I think it's one of these. I think it's V shape like that. Like, I think it's like that. I don't think it's like,
Yeah, no. And even leveragey people, I mean, do people take on more leverage, less leverage? I don't know. Big gambling night, maybe. But the gap downs would happen so fast. People are going to be getting liquidated fast.
Yeah, that's why it's going to do one of these, either direction. Boom.
Well, I think
even on a Trump.
The downward is going to be more downward than that. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a V. I think it's going to be like a straight. Down.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But I don't think I don't think it would be as bad as if the price was already up at all-time highs. Then there would be a lot to lose.
Yeah, because it would still go down to I still think it'd go down to the same level. So 60, it's just now we have less room to fall. If it was up at 75, we would still drop to 60, which is that's a bigger swing. That hurts, right? Boom. Like that.
I think people have been hedging. I think that's the behavior we've seen. Now, a month in, so I think by the end of November, early December, I don't think we'll be at all-time highs, but I think we'll be back up towards 70 again.
We're still talking about Kamala, right? So so 70.
The problem with the Kamala, well, there's a lot of problems with the Kamala win, but the specific crypto problem with the Kamala win. So, for instance, there's a lot of ifs. Kamala wins and fires Gary Gensler, which she won't. She won't, because they had no intention of doing that, because she could have set herself up. She could have already fired Gary Gensler and probably grabbed half of the crypto voters.
Mm-hmm.
If she was smart. She's not, because she's being led by Mark Cuban. And Mark Cuban is a well-intentioned fool. But so it makes me think everything we've seen for the last 4 years will continue. Gary Gensler's not going anywhere. Elizabeth Warren won't get muzzled. And it's going to be the same crap continuing on into perpetuity, unless Gary falls on his own, falls on the sword. And maybe that's the negotiation. Maybe it's like, well, you're going to back down and let Carolyn, or one of the other commissioners, step up. That's still one of our lapdogs, but it won't be you. And they may have a deal like that done, but there won't be any reason for her to cater to decentralized, disintermediated anything, because, hey, they won. More of the same. And more of the same means choke point, no technology. Anyway, so then I am worried that, I'm not worried, but I do think that crypto is going to languish, and we could be well into 2025 before we see any kind of real bull market. Like February, March, April, like, people are going to have to absorb a Kamala win and the reality that,
well, we're going to have to
nothing.
We have to learn what she thinks. We have to learn about her for a little bit.
She doesn't have anything. She doesn't have a unique or original thought. She's just a vacant. She's a fucking vacuum, like a balloon.
Fine. We need to see that in practice, I guess.
Well, I just think we'll see more of the same. I don't think anything. Unfortunately, nothing would change.
Yeah.
And so that's one Kamala. Another Kamala is like, okay, I do want, because maybe all these companies talking to her and browbeating her maybe sinks in, and she goes, I might want to do something that makes sense financially for America. And so she might do something like, Gary, you're gone. New commissioner to step in. Let's create inroads with these companies. I mean, they have been dumping money on her.
Yeah.
So it all depends on that. In my mind, I don't see that I don't see any of this as the outcome. It doesn't kind of click. So we'll see. But you want to prepare for every scenario, especially those worst case scenarios. And the worst case scenario is she comes in and nothing changes. And if nothing changes, we're not going to be in a bull market anytime soon. People are thinking, oh, it won't matter. It does matter. It matters. And a lot of the enthusiasm in Bitcoin has been because of a change. So it does matter. And so prepare yourself for the reality that we could be languishing between 50 and 60K for another couple of months. I mean, we've been trading sideways for a long time. More of the same is more of the same.
Yeah.
What do you think? That's my take on it. What's your take on a comrade win?
Well, the problem is she just hasn't said anything at all, but there is going to be some certainty that's decided. So people don't like uncertainty. Even when she wins, I think there's going to be like a sigh of relief that it's over. So yeah, it's going to take that initial dip, but I think it's going to drift back up easy. We're going to be sitting, I still think, all-time highs by December, as long as we get some clarity a little bit on what she thinks or not thinks. Because Bitcoin, none of the other fundamentals have changed. Larry Fink's still out there pushing Bitcoin like crazy. People still believe that Bitcoin's scarce. The world economy for Bitcoin is still moving at the same pace. Like the election, I think, is a little thing that's right now that's a big deal. But I still think the narrative for Bitcoin doesn't change. So this will affect it in the short term is all.
For how long then? For how long?
I think for, a couple months. I mean, maybe we don't see an all-time high like December. That might be premature, but we still see it get back to 70,000 by December. And then I think it could just move up all next year. 2025 is going to be an up year, I think.
Yeah, I think 2025 is an up year. Okay, now I don't like to talk about the good stuff because it always gets me too giddy.
Well, I know, but okay, so like I said, the whole Bitcoin fundamental scenario is the same regardless who wins. All that change is this short-term pop and the accelerant.
The short-term timeline.
It's gas on the fire, right? So wherever this is our starting point for the bull market in 2025. Whatever happens tomorrow is the starting point. Which,
if Trump
let's talk about it, right?
If Trump wins, then I think we're over 80K before the weekend. I mean, if it's definitive. Now, what would be interesting is this tradable? That's what we're going to talk about behind the curtain today. And I'm going to talk about some things that I'm going to probably do and how I'm going to trade it. Now, ideally, I would have done it through options, but it's been a long, laborious, slow process to get this Deribit account set up. It is set up, but I can't fund it yet because I got to make sure. I don't want to fund it and then they don't release the funds. Like the exchange is like, no.
Yeah, you got to do a little bit at a time, which sucks too, because then you can't make the bet in time.
Well, no, you can fund it with $1 trillion.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying is you don't want to do that. You want to test it first, right? And so you can't do it.
I'm going to go very slowly before we set anything up. Anyways, I'm working on that. But
so you think, okay, so let's just say you said 80K by the end of the week if Trump wins. I tend to agree because there will be euphoria in the markets like no tomorrow. And I think a little bit of a Kamala win has still been priced in a little bit, maybe like holding it back because there's no surety. That's not 100%, right? So 80K, yeah, it's going to unleash, right?
My personal thoughts on it.
What's that?
Not on the price of Bitcoin, but on my last personal thought, I think before we go behind the wall, is I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be dominoes. And I think at the end of the day, the economy right now is not good. Hiring is basically done. We talked about the jobs numbers. Oh, and by the way, count revisions. When you count the revisions that are coming, it's going to be August was negative. September was, even though September was the blowout. October was negative. November's probably going to be negative.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't even there yet. So, it's pretty clear that we're in a recession, which is a good thing. Recessions are healthy. I don't know why everybody panics. Recessions are good. Recessions are necessary. It lets us clean out, clean out all the crap, get rid of bad business, things like that. So a good 4 to 6 months of a recession is not bad because by the time these a-holes admit it, we're on the way out of a recession.
Yeah.
And that might dovetail nicely with the overall bull market in crypto. And we get reduced rates. And we're going to get some stimulus of some kind, especially after China just came out and said they're doing 1.4 trillion worth of Beijing bazooka. We don't even know what that's going to look like or what it's going to mean. All we know is it pumped their stock market 22% in one day, the biggest gain in the Chinese markets in history. Jeez. If I have my numbers correct. Yeah, that's not nothing. You imagine 20%, 22% across the board in a day? In a day.
Jeez. That's crazy.
So anyway, there is a lot to look forward to. Listen, recessions are only bad for the unemployed.
Yeah.
I know it sucks to hear that, but there's a lot of money to be made in this kind of weird times. So don't fret. We've made most of our crypto money's been made in recessions. If you look at the bull markets, it's not usually when the markets are doing well. It's when the traditional markets are kind of languishing. But the economy's languishing. Markets are doing well because of all sorts of reasons. And people are going into the riskiest place where there's the most risk reward. And that's the crypto space. Okay. Final thoughts. And then we'll go behind the wall.
Well, we just saw this flip. Okay, so yesterday this was what, 53% Trump, actually? So this got down quite a bit, and we can go look at the graph. Like you can see this dip. I think a little lower than I can even zoom in on, but I think it went to 53%, maybe 54% Trump yesterday. It's back up to 60.
You can bet the states?
Yes.
Oh God.
You can bet anything. I was about to. I still haven't done anything on Paul anymore. I was almost going to because it's 50-50. I might as well go bet a little bit on Trump, but who cares? So I think I've already done enough betting on Trump, essentially through my alternative crypto ownership. So I think I'm good. But
what's Pennsylvania? I bet Pennsylvania is a real winning sticker.
We're actually going to walk through that because that changed a lot last night and today. Because what's happened is a lot of the early vote has come in, and then a lot of the body language and subtle nuances of what's going on with the election are starting to like transpire. People are starting to pick up on this stuff. For example, the New York Times, the Washington Journal, and a couple other big newspapers won't call the election in favor of Harris, which they always typically do, right? So they've always called it in favor of Biden or in favor of Obama. They won't say they endorse Harris, and which is really strange, right? So to see that happen is a little bit telling.
Even the bluest of the blue media is not hedging.
Yes, they won't do it.
They are hedging. They are hedging.
Yeah, they are hedging. They don't want to look stupid, right? So yeah, you can bet on each individual state. So if we go down to the individual states, Arizona was a huge swing. So because of early voting coming in, I guess Republicans are ahead by 9 points on early voting, whereas last election they were actually behind on early voting. And early voting doesn't really tell you what's going to happen, obviously, but I guess it's a big enough indicator to swing it 76-24, which Arizona's a big swing state. Pennsylvania, Trump's way ahead there because of early polling. It's 58-42 up there in Pennsylvania. Let's see, a couple of these. Nevada, I guess, is going to be a pretty big deal too. Georgia, why is Georgia even a swing state? I thought.
Well, because 16.
I guess.
16.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a swing state, right? So, so pretty cool. I guess you can bet on individual, but I guess Arizona's a big one because it was no, I guess it's been drifting up, but 76-24 is a pretty. I mean, I guess we'll see. Also, they say that this is a big deal for Polymarket to actually show its worth and show its credibility. If they're right on a lot of these,
oh god,
it's going to show a lot of credibility for Polymarket.
Do you have the Robinhood figures? But when we go to the break, see if you can pull up the Robinhood.
Okay,
figures.
I'll look. Yeah. I just haven't seen anything, and I downloaded the app. I think I'll have to get on the app and look at it. But
wait, let's we're gonna jump behind the wall, and it's wall time. Neil is right. Neil is right. Neil is always right because he is the sheriff of such. So let us jump behind the proverbial wall now.
Going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.